So you mentioned evolving. You mentioned evolving there. So I constantly see online, certainly on LinkedIn, there's naturally with most things differences of opinion and kind of where AI is going to go and how far it can go, and is it going to steal our jobs? Will developers be extinct in 5 years and that sort of thing? Um, I mean, what's your opinion on that? Do you feel like the day to day job maybe for a typical software engineer may change? Are you concerned about anything?
Yes, it will change, right? The even if LLMs didn't stop getting any better, right? One of the challenges of LLMs is the models have got bigger and more expensive to run, but they've got smarter. As the models have grown, right? Um, GPT 2.0 was a game changer when it was first came out, but it wasn't actually very useful on a day-to-day basis because it made a lot of assumptions. You couldn't just ask it questions. The way you had to interact with it was quite specific. It was more like, uh, imagine you had to ask, instead of saying, what color is the sky? You would say, the sky is, and it would fill in the next word,
Right.
right? It wasn't good at doing those generalist things. It was good at the LLMs are word guessers. They guess the next word in the sentence. The thing is, a sentence now can be, here's my code. What's the, here's a method. What are the next words in this method, right? Start the method and it fills in the blank, right? Which is bonkers. It's just bonkers. Um, yes, I think these tools are going to become more powerful. I think they're going to become more prevalent, and I think we're going to become better at using them. But I also think there's going to be a lot of rubbish code being written. Right? It's very easy to if you just relied on an LM to write code at the moment, it doesn't take into account the bigger stuff, the security, the runtime implications, all the things that you care about when building real applications. That maybe that will change, but it's like even if they don't get any better than they are now, as we learn to use them, I think it will give each developer more power. Um, but I found so far that I need to give it oversight, right? I use my experience to help it when it gets stuck, to help to guide it in the directions I want to build the kind of things I want to build. Will it get to that point where I'm just saying build a game? Right? I don't know. That's a really good question. Even if it doesn't, I think it will change the day to day software writing. But there is still a role here for what are we trying to build? What are the constraints? How are we going to build it? You can't. If you've ever worked with someone, if in a software team where someone has come along and said, "We want this piece of software," half of the job sometimes is working out what they actually want and need, not what they ask for, because most people don't think as logically as software developers. Oh, I want to do this job. It's like, yes, but the thing you're trying to solve isn't what you actually want. What you've asked for isn't what you actually need.
Yeah.
So those communication skills, those planning, those bigger thinking, which is what software developers are fundamentally good at. The problem solving is still going to exist. But like anything, use the tools that are available, right? We don't write code in simple text editors anymore. We use IDEs because they make us faster and more powerful.
Yeah.
They take away some of the mental burden. So embrace them, find out where the weaknesses are, but be aware that there are weaknesses. And then I actually think people should be excited, not scared.
Yeah.
Yes, the industry is going to change. No, it's going to be interesting times, right? Because we don't know how to use it to the best. We don't know where the sharp edges are yet. So be cynical a bit, right? You've got to check that things actually writing good code and the code you want, rather than just spitting out loads and loads of code, whatever it is. But I use them. I use just chat to help me design things now. It's like, oh, I'm thinking about building this protocol between these two things. How should I? Give me 3 suggestions on how I can build it. How can I deal with this consistency problem? And it's an aid to my thinking, and then I can use that in helping me then build software. So yeah, it is. Things are going to change. Exactly how, I don't know yet, but it's going to be a fun time to find out.
Yeah, to be continued.
To be continued. Yeah, and I think it is going to evolve really rapidly. I think as well. I think those that embrace these technologies and think about how to get the most out of them are going to accelerate above those that don't. And I think it'll become quite distinct. And then a bunch of people play a catch-up game as we learn to do it.
Brilliant. Well, look, it's been great. It's been really good. I've really enjoyed um, just sitting down with you today and kind of delving into obviously topics that are close to you. The neurodiverse element was super interesting, and I just hope people are listening that can relate to that and take something away from this today, even if it's one thing. That would be brilliant in itself. Obviously, we've mentioned you're very active in the community. Again, going to be doing some
Yeah,
talks this year.
look me up.
Yeah, we'll hook you up. We'll put some links in and get that advertised so people can come and see your talks because I'm sure you're great at them. So yeah, I'm looking
Yeah,
forward to seeing.
well, I wouldn't go that far, but I talk about all sorts of random shit. You know, I'm always up for discussion about any of this stuff.
Yeah,
Um, I'm going to add one comment there, right? The key thing, if people are going to take one thing away from this talk, actually, I'm going to give 2 takeaways from this discussion, right? For me, one is neurodiversity. You are not alone, right?
yeah,
This stuff is hard shit. Don't. You are not alone. It's learn, share, communicate, talk, right? And there is, I haven't finished my journey yet. I'm still learning, I'm still growing, but I am in such a different place than I was 2 years ago. It is mind blowing. So just keep pushing forward. And that goes the same for AI and tools and languages and software development, right? Find things that you care about and do them, right? Learn and grow and have fun doing it. And if the place you're in really sucks and destroys you, stop doing it, right? Find places that I would prefer to earn less and have a job I love every day than grind away for the big number salary. I just don't care anymore, right? It's not about the money. It is about finding things to do that I care about. So please keep that in mind. It's not about the numbers. Numbers help, but it's not about the numbers.
yeah. No, definitely, it's great advice. And like you say, if anyone can take one thing, it's that.